job at Malibu. We remember Malibu Comics. They hired me, and then they went out of business a month later, and I hope those weren't two related things. But anyway, it took me a while to break back in again. But then I started creating independent comics with them. So, like most human endeavors, connecting with other people and forming friendships and forming relationships is a very positive thing.
I think whether you're trying to be an artist or a writer in comics, one of the first questions that you have to ask yourself is, are you someone who has your own story, your own characters, your own thing that you want to do? Or is your goal to write for someone else, where you just enjoy writing, you like writing, that it doesn't matter if you're writing Hulk or Spider-Man or Batman or whatever, and the same with drawing. Because those are very different career paths. I can't give much advice on if you have the second option, because that's not who I was. When I asked myself that question, I said I could maybe draw an issue of Spider-Man, I could draw maybe an issue of X-Men or write an issue. But I couldn't see that as a career goal for me. I realized that's not what I wanted to do, that's not who I was. And I wanted to do my own stuff. So if you're going down that path, I think the best piece of advice I can give you is to do it. If you just think you have a good idea and you sit on it and you tell your friends about this awesome idea that you have, and you start planning all the backstory and characters, it doesn't exist until you put it on the page. And if you wait until you think you're ready to draw it, you think you're good enough to finally tackle that, you're never going to get it done. You're never going to start. You have to draw page 1. And you might even think page 1 looks terrible. But you have to move on to page 2 and page 3, etc. And when you get the whole issue done, it might be crap, but you've done it, and that's the only way you're actually going to be better, because page 24 is going to be better than page 1. And even if you restart the whole thing to launch your career, you wouldn't get there unless you got through those 24 pages of crap. So maybe the first 24 pages of crap get published. Maybe. Who knows? But you're never going to know unless you start. And if you wait until you're ready, you're going to be waiting a very, very, very long time.
So hi guys, my story is a bit different from theirs, because I come from a country where comics aren't actually that well known, or I don't know, at all published. So it's a bit more difficult. I was hearing them talk about this group they form with colleagues in college and everything. Well, in Romania we don't have colleges that teach something like this. Everything I learned from whatever comic I got my hands on, mostly from Hungarian comics. I mean American comics that were translated in Hungarian. So what I think is very important, or a very powerful tool, is the internet. That's how I got my first job, because I had no other possibility. This is actually my first Comic Con, so I'm a bit nervous about it. And what can I say? For me, the internet did it. I started looking around, searching, I don't know, specialized, there are some specialized sites where you can find some small jobs. They pay like crap, but on the long term they actually can pay off and get you a real job. That's how I started. I just, went through the list of offers, especially looking for maybe paid jobs, because I was jobless at the time. I found a few, I wrote them, they replied, and that's how I actually met my first agent. And he got me into the business. Definitely I was lucky, but that's one way you can start. Because I don't know if these submitting things really work via internet. You may or may not receive any reply or any maybe good advices. You can definitely do what they said. I mean, go to conventions, put your stuff out there. Meet editors, definitely probably the best way. Meet editors or meet agents who are on the lookout for new talent. For me, the internet did it, so there's not more I think I could say. You also definitely have to get lucky. I was very lucky, I can tell you that. Just a couple of things that added up and brought me to where I am today. So So there you go. Questions?
We made this joke at the writing panel yesterday, and you know, comics is wonderful that it's a very democratic medium. You know, when I'm asked how do I break into comics, the simplest and honest answer I can give you is make a comic. Congratulations, you broke in the comic industry. You know, people are like, no, but I'm in a real comic. I'm like, no, really, if you've made a comic, that's a real comic, and you've broken into the comic industry. Congratulations, you know. Is it possible to get a